Have you ever wanted one of these little status badges in your GitHub repos? So what is happening here is that whenever code is pushed to this repository, all of the tests in the application are automatically run in the cloud. And the results of those tests are displayed here. Now, as well as displaying the status of the tests, we might also use that for some more advanced features. We might use the passing or failing state of our tests to utilize some more advanced governance features, like the ability to only allow pull requests to be merged if the tests are passing. So this is a critical part of a continuous integration or CI process. Now, I've written up an entire article explaining these concepts in more depth and how to implement this specifically. But in this video, we are just going to quickly look at what is happening at a high level. So all that's required to set up this process of automatically creating CI builds, running our tests, and displaying the status here is this one little file in the GitHub Workflows folder. Now, this is where you're going to store your GitHub Actions. And inside of this main.yaml file, we have the GitHub action that is going to create our CI build and run the tests for us. So if you're not already familiar with GitHub Actions, the format here might look a little bit confusing, but this is kind of just like a step-by-step process of what we want to happen. And there are so many things you can do with GitHub Actions. This is just one thing. So what we've done here is give it a name of tests. And what we're saying is that when this happens, so on push to branches main, so this is only going to run on the main branch, but you could also have it be triggered for every branch if you wanted. And that is covered in the tutorial. So when that happens, these are the jobs that we want to run. So we've defined a run tests here. And what this is going to do is it's going to actually spin up a virtual machine to run the code on. So we're saying we want to run this on an Ubuntu machine. And then once we have that running, this is what we actually want to do. So we use the default GitHub action here to check out our code from our repository. And then we're actually going to use Cypress here to install all of our dependencies, cache them, and run the Cypress tests. So since this repository uses Cypress and Jest for Cypress for end-to-end tests and Jest for unit testing, this action that Cypress themselves maintain does a lot of the work for us. So everything up until this point is going to install the dependencies and run our Cypress tests for us. But we also want to run the Jest tests as well. So we just tack on an extra command here that is going to trigger the Jest tests. And since Cypress is already taking care of installing all the dependencies and getting everything all set up the way we need it, we can just tack that on the end and we are done. So anytime that code is pushed to the main branch, these steps are going to run, and it's almost as if we were just running these tests locally on our machine and seeing if they passed, except that it's happening in the cloud whenever anybody pushes to the main branch, and it's going to happen automatically. So we can see these jobs actually being run if we go to the Actions tab, and we can see here the previous actions that have run. Now I have two actions set up here, so I'm going to filter down just for the tests. And if we click on one of these, we can see all of the steps that happened when code was pushed to the repository. So we have the setup step, GitHub checks out the code, then we have our Cypress run step, the Jest test run, then we have just some cleanup and completion jobs as well. Okay, so now that I'm signed in, I could open up any of these steps and I can see what's actually happening. So this is the Cypress test, and we can scroll down and have a look at the entire logs here. And if I scroll down to the bottom, you see the results of the tests, and we could do the same for Jest as well. Open that up, scroll down, and just see what has actually happened. And if there's been any failures, this could be a good place to come to see what's actually gone wrong. So that is an existing job that has run, but let's take a look at what it actually looks like for this to run in real time, and let's see what happens when these tests actually fail. So what I'm going to do is break one of the tests. I'm going to break one of these end-to-end tests. So I've just got some dummy tests set up that test for the presence of a message that says hello and a message that says goodbye when we visit the root page of the application. So what I'm going to do is just open the home page and break this. We'll change hello to hello, and this should cause our test to fail. Now, of course, we would hopefully run this test locally before we're pushing code up to our repository. we would see that this fails and we would fix it before pushing our code to the main branch. But a big part of this process is that we don't want to rely on having to have developers remember to do these steps. Things happen, people make mistakes, and we want to have something to catch these errors no matter what happens. Okay, so let's push that up. We'll just check the status of the repository here. We got one changed file, which is good. We are going to add that, and I'm just going to write a commit message that says intentionally break end-to-end test. And we are going to push that up, and then we're going to quickly jump over into the Actions tab and watch it run. Okay, so now back in the Actions tab, if I refresh this, we should see that job coming in now. So this action has been triggered and it's going to run all of our steps for us. And you can see there, it was queued, it was waiting, but now it's in progress. It's actually running now. And we can click on this whilst it's running and see what it is doing. So we can see right now it's up to the Cypress run step. So we're going to expect this to fail. Okay, so now we're getting some output. The application is building. Okay, the build has finished. Now it's serving up the application. And now we get our failure. So since we're looking at the logs here, we can see that the test for contains hello message was failing, which we of course expected. So now this action has failed, our tests have failed, which means that our main branch is going to be in a broken state. This won't stop the code from being merged. We haven't set up anything like that. So our code has been merged and now the main branch is broken. But if we go back to the main page here, let's say we didn't know we did that. We're just browsing around our repository here and I see this little, there's a little X there. It says here, all checks have failed. If I scroll down to my badge, it says now that the tests are failing. So although this isn't the most robust process for ensuring we don't break the main branch, this is a sort of bare bones implementation that is at least going to show us that, hey, some broken code has been pushed to main. You might want to do something about that. So now let's just quickly fix that up again. We'll add the H back in. We will push that back up again. We'll say fixed E2E test, push the code. And again, this is going to trigger that action. So we can see it's running again here. And I'll just wait while this runs. We'll skip ahead and we should see that it passes again. Okay, so that has finished running now. We can see that it's passing. And if we go back to the main page here, we can see a little check. And we can also see that our badge says that the tests are now passing. So I hope that gave you a good overview of how this stuff works at a high level. For full details on implementing this process and more on what continuous integration is, and just a whole lot more context in general, make sure to check out the tutorial in the description. You will of course be able to see this entire repository, have a click around, have a look at the files. And I would recommend just trying to set up a process like this yourself, even if it's just in a test repository. Okay, so if you like this video, do feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.